Welcome to Sphere Finance. I am Price Time and you're watching Sphere TV. If you're wondering what VE tokenomics are and why they are such a big deal, then this is the video for you. But first, if you haven't already, subscribe and ring the bell so that you will automatically be notified when we create new content. Decentralized finance is a multi-billion-dollar game of who can design and build the best systems for providing incentives to users. This has to be done in such a way as to encourage liquidity through incentives while simultaneously discouraging the selling of those incentives. This game has created a competition for who can amass and control the greatest amount of liquidity. This is because high liquidity leads to high swap volume, which produces the most revenue in the form of swap fees. Curve was a breakthrough in these liquidity wars, thanks to its unique mathematics and tokenomics, a system that led to over $24 billion in total value locked at its peak at the start of 2022 before the 2022 bear market. The mathematics and tokenomics of Curve have since been improved upon and optimized by Solidly. In fact, Solidly caught so much initial traction that its total value locked had skyrocketed to over $2.2 billion after just 18 days of launch. Tragically, in March 2022, the lead developer of Solidly, Andre Cronje, and his longtime collaborator, Anton Nell, announced that they were quitting DeFi and terminating their over 20 projects, including Solidly. This contributed to a cascade of liquidity leaving Solidly and its Solid token plummeting in value, breaking the DeFi community's confidence in the project. Fortunately, the strong foundation pioneered by Solidly was brought back to life by the team of Dystopia and Cone. Decentralized exchanges recently launched on the Polygon network and BNB chain, respectively. Their improved mathematics and tokenomics has led to over $13 million in total value locked into Cone in less than 1 month. The basic concept of Cone is simple. Deposit liquidity on Cone and earn the Cone token. But what reason then is there for liquidity providers to keep and not sell all of the Cone tokens that they earn? That is where Cone was inspired by Solidly by introducing VE Cone or Vote Escrowed Cone. You have to lock your Cone tokens for anywhere from 1 week to 4 years to receive VE Cone, and those who hold VE Cone will earn the trading fees of the DEX. So, VE Cone holders will earn the fee earnings of Cone. In addition, VE Cone holders earn up to 2.5 times boosted Cone rewards when also providing liquidity. Already, this provides a dual incentive to lock Cone. It increases how much you are earning from staking your LP tokens, and it gives you revenue from the liquidity pool's trading fee earnings. It also creates a positive feedback loop of earnings. If you provide funds to the liquidity pools, claim your Cone rewards often, and stake them for more VE Cone, then your reward rate increases up to 2.5x, creating a flywheel effect. If that were not enough, the vote part of Vote Escrowed also provides incentives, because those with VE Cone get to decide where Cone allocates its Cone rewards. More votes on a liquidity pool means more Cone rewarded to liquidity providers. This means that VE Cone holders control the flow of incentivized liquidity. Though perhaps not as significant for individuals, this is an essential tool for protocols who want to incentivize their own liquidity. Protocols who need liquidity will want to hold the most VE Cone in order to control the incentives directed to their liquidity pool, driving more liquidity to be deposited there. Ultimately, this will lead to more swap volume and swap fee revenue for VE Cone holders. This creates a competition or cone wars for who can hold the most VE cone to control the most liquidity. One downside is that more liquidity in a pool will cause a need for more VE cone votes to get the maximum 2.5x boost on cone emissions, since without more votes, these same emissions will be spread out to more liquidity, effectively reducing the overall APR unless more votes are allocated to that liquidity pool. Cone has already partly solved this issue by allocating 30% of cone emissions to VE cone holders, reducing the dilution of voting power. Unknown.money then completely solves this issue by aggregating VE cone and liquidity deposits. With Unknown.money, you can earn the max boosted cone rewards from cone when providing liquidity without needing your own VE cone. Plus, you get to earn additional unknown token rewards as well. This increases the accessibility of Cone's highest potential earnings to all users, retail liquidity providers, and protocols alike, because you no longer need to hold VE Cone yourself for those maximum Cone rewards to liquidity providers. Here's how it works. Unknown.money provides a liquid version of locked VE Cone called Uncone. When you deposit Cone into Unknown.money, you get Uncone. Unknown.money then stakes your Cone for max locked VE Cone for the maximum rewards so that you don't have to. You can then stake Uncone to earn your share of all of the VE Cone rewards that Unknown.money is earning, plus additional unknown token rewards. You can also unstake and sell your Uncone at any time without needing to worry about the 4-year VE Cone lockup period. Thanks to the additional unknown token rewards, you will always receive higher rewards when you deposit your Cone to stake Uncone versus locking Cone to VE Cone yourself. And you get to maintain the ability to unstake and sell Uncone at any time. This allows Unknown.money to absorb a massive amount of VE Cone for the highest possible boosts on liquidity pools for liquidity providers who stake into Unknown.money. As you might imagine, this also allows Unknown.money to control where the majority of Cone rewards are allocated thanks to its VE Cone holdings. Similar to Cone, Unknown.money uses vote locking to increase incentives for not selling earned unknown tokens. Unknown tokens can be vote locked for voting power over Unknown.money's supply of VE Cone, and to earn extra protocol rewards. The advantage here for voters is that you only need to lock unknown tokens for 16 weeks versus needing to lock Cone for 4 years. Additionally, it is more cost effective to vote using vote locked or VL unknown than it is using VE Cone yourself, thanks to the massive supply of VE Cone controlled by VL unknown holders. Remember too that the whole point of voting is that VL unknown directs VE Cone, which in turn directs Cone emissions and therefore directs the flow of liquidity. For individuals, this is not necessarily as big of a deal, but for protocols who want and need more liquidity for their token, they now want unknown tokens instead of Cone, since Unknown.money controls most of the VE Cone already. Another option for protocols who need liquidity, instead of holding VL unknown themselves, is to bribe those who already hold voting power. So, in order to control liquidity, you as a protocol or individual will either need to buy unknown and vote lock it, or pay people who already have voting power in order to get them to vote for you. It is often the case that it is cheaper for protocols and individuals to pay voters for votes versus acquiring more voting tokens themselves. This results in high yields for voters thanks to both protocol fees and bribe revenue. Currently, as of the making of this video, bribes are only active for VE Cone holders. The bribes earned by Unknown.Money's supply of VE Cone are distributed to Uncone stakers. However, VL Unknown bribes are in development, and once active, will provide the most capital-efficient means for protocols to incentivize liquidity on the entire BNB chain. So now the Cone Wars have officially become the Unknown Wars, since whoever controls the most VL Unknown controls the most liquidity. Sphere Finance is already ahead of the game in winning the Unknown Wars. In addition, with the development of the liquid markets, Sphere will continue to expand its voting power by offering a one-stop market for you to earn the rewards of other max vote escrowed and max vote locked tokens without needing to time lock your tokens. As Sphere's voting power grows and grows through this and other means, both live and still in development, that voting power will be given to those who vote escrow their Sphere tokens as VE Sphere. Then, whoever controls the most VE Sphere will earn the most bribes while controlling the most voting power and therefore the most liquidity throughout all of DeFi. As DeFi gets bigger and bigger, the liquidity wars will only ever get more and more fierce. And since Sphere Finance is positioning itself as the kingpin in that voting power arms race, it is quickly turning the multi-billion-dollar DeFi liquidity wars into the Sphere Wars. The best place to stay up to date on announcements or contact us is through the Sphere Finance Discord. Check the description below for official links. You can also leave us a comment below and we will do our best to help. After all, this video and channel is for educational purposes only and is not financial advice. Thanks for watching, and always remember that you matter for who you are. So, in order to control liquidity,